Buhari sold our oil in area for 2 years. That is too bad. Listen, there is a level at which you, as an individual, could borrow money. See, borrowing, I mean, is not borrowing from the bank or when bank lends you money. Borrow money from anybody. You, as an individual, if you borrow money that you could not pay, you have become a mendicant. That is when your debt could not be solved, and it can condition you to sell your property to pay. It's either the creditor, your creditor, will come and inherit your business establishment. Are you listening to me? Or he will take you to court. You will start paying installmental. And there are some payments of debt that could not end up, installmentally, on installmental payment. That is when a country like Nigeria become insolvent. Insolvency meaning when a company could not settle its debt. So, okay, think about what is happening to Nigeria today. During the administration of Buhari kept on borrowing money from China. China was lending and lending us to the level that Buhari sold Nigerian crude oil for 2 years in area without our notice and information. It is during this seizure of Nigerian presidential aircraft, 3 of them, that what Buhari did in his regime started springing up. Buhari sold our oil in area for 2 years. That is too bad. So what am I trying to say? There's a level at which we can borrow money. We stopped to pay the one lent to us, so that we will not go, insolvent or mendicant that is unable to pay our debt. See, it will result to a level whereby the creditor countries might come to Nigeria, I mean China, and start collecting tolls at various federal government agencies. One, airports. International airports across Nigeria, there are many of them. One, Tinkan Island. Two, Tinkan Island. We have only one wharf functioning in Nigeria, which is an injustice against Igbo man. Because along the African coastal line, we have many wharfs. We have many deep sea, where at least wharf or port should have been established. From there, containers, international trade in terms of exportation and importation could be at least taking place. But we have only this Apapa. What if China come today and confiscate Apapa? Don't you think that China will start collecting tolls from Apapa? China will start collecting tolls at MMA. And when they finally concluded the payment, collected the money that is equal to the money they lent to us, they will stop. So it's a simple thing. And it's under international law. Yes, there is law guiding everything. The Nigerian leaders, they don't know. Nigerian leaders think it is only Nigerian constitution. They can do anything in Nigeria and get out of it. Not knowing that there are some crimes you can commit in Nigeria. United Nations will ask you why. If care is not taken, ICC will come here and arrest you. Okay, there are rules and regulations guiding this world. There are laws that is bigger than Nigeria. There are laws that is bigger than ECOWAS. There are laws that is bigger than AU, African Union. Laws that is bigger than Africa. There are laws that is bigger than America. If America commits such crime or criminality, United Nations will come against America. So it is vice versa. What I'm trying to say is that time shall come as a result of the debt incurred by Buhari, Tinubu regime. Nigerians will be bought over by China. China will start collecting tolls here, everywhere, garages, people's shops. Yes, so that they will offset our bill for us. It does not only happen or matters, that is going to be seaports or airports or railway. Okay, it can result to that. If Chinese come here, they will ask this, my brother. Oh yeah, bring 1,000. He will be doing it every month. Before you know it, they will make their money and go back. So Nigeria is mortgaged. Let me just put my word like this. You know what I mean by mortgage? Sold to China because of senseless borrowing. You borrow money, you don't use it. Bad leadership. You borrow money, you don't use the money for what you borrowed it for. You borrow money to develop infrastructure, put everything in order. You spend the money yourself in your pocket. The money ended up servicing you and your family. This is the kind of leaders we have in Africa. And you see, the kind of amount that Tinubu has borrowed so far, a man that was not up to 2 years in office, only 14 months, has borrowed billions of dollars from China. Is there anything that Tinubu is doing that is visible today? Nothing. So actually, our 3 presidential jets has been seized in Paris, France today. Okay, if care is not taken, we are not paying that money. Those 3 jets have gone, Sarah. Okay, it has gone beyond that. The one that Buhari has borrowed, Buhari borrowed lots and lots of money. Time shall come, they will come and start collecting toll or selling our crude oil. That is when our economy will go down. So, bad leadership under APC has gone a long way to destroy Nigeria territorial integrity. It is an international embarrassment, as Governor Peter Obi has put it, that seizure of our 3 presidential jets has exhumed another international shame. Not only embarrassment, is a ghost of international embarrassment. Once again, I don't know what I understand. So what I'm trying to say is that time shall come actually when the whole country, the whole states, that 6 states of the federation, will be what? Inherited by China or creditor institutions in Europe and America.
So, but do you not see the do you not think in future the youth or the children coming up, question, these funds, and do you think that we can pay back this debt, this money that we're borrowing?
We are going to pay it too. There are documents stipulating that such amount of money, whether crazy, huge amount, or saying large amount, must be paid, because there are documents and it is based on agreement, sealed and signed. Our children must pay it. And as I'm talking to you now, we began to see it. Most of us, our children have got, come of age. So it's not something that is going to be history or people will be arguing or our children will be going into argument with China. Okay, it's happening now. Everybody is seeing it out. Nigeria is being sold gradually. As Tinubu has come, let me tell you, we are going to see the worst parts of this current administration. The worst has come to pass.
Peter, we have been clamoring for us, changing Nigeria from like Nigeria start production. Instead of
you're talking about Nigeria, changing Nigeria to a production country. Nigeria is not
from consumption to production.
We are only consumption country. We are a consumption country. We only consume, we use, we don't produce. Nigerian man is busy importing cotton from China. We don't produce. Nigerian man is busy importing clothing, textile materials. Are you listening to me? From China. We don't produce. We are busy importing even leather from Europe and China. Shoes, tannery, companies in Spain, they are the ones that produce leather, tannery. Are you listening to me? We import from them. We don't produce here. Why we have animal skins in quantity? We consume them as pomo and kanda. Why not use those leather? Those are the animal skins we are talking about. Instead of Nigeria using those animal skins, building tannery company where leathers are produced, we eat it. Okay, we consume it. We are consumption country. Okay, we eat pomo. We don't know the value of that pomo we are eating. That's where from all this leather come from. I telling me that they don't kill snake, crocodile, and what do you call it? All these big reptiles and eat all. You use the skin to produce leather. From leather you get shoes and so on and so on. Footwears. We are not producing, we're a consumption country.
So many things led to that statement. And but what I want to say is that Yorubas should not deceive themselves. They shouldn't deceive themselves. If they say they cannot trust Igbo again, have we trusted ourselves? Yoruba within Yoruba, Yoruba to Yoruba, have we trusted ourselves? Is this what we're bargaining for when Tinubu was campaigning? Even if Igbo don't say they want to protest, what is happening in Nigeria? Does it not worth protesting? Do we know and do we need an Igbo person to incite us before we protest? We don't need an insight. We don't need incitement from any Igbo man before we protest. We are not mumu. They don't need to tell us to protest before we protest. Are we a cow that we need stick before we move? So Yoruba are supposed to know where to move and where to caution ourselves. So if anybody want to hide any under blame game to perpetrate evil in this part of country, it will not work, and all of us will remain in one side. We don't need to, I mean, if it is work for us to have political relationship between Yoruba and Igbo, fine. If it doesn't work, then we look elsewhere. But my challenge is this, that we can have with having Igbo relationship. If Yoruba and Igbo match together, definitely we are going to have Northerner as enemy. Am I lying? Because they will have seen it as a ganging up against the North. But where if Aboki enjoy it, when Yoruba and Igbo, when there is division, they know that one of us, we are going to be with them. So that is how it has usually been. And from the onset, when we get democracy and during the first republic, there has been a mistrust between Yoruba and Igbo. For instance, we were not born there, but in the first republic, there was election, and that time we were using parliamentary system of government, and to form majority, a particular party needs to have majority. But when we check it, despite that did not have much population, they cannot form majority. So from both sides, they need alliance between a particular region before they can form alliance. And Awolowo think that, okay, you Igbo guys, you are intelligent, you are learned, we also Yoruba, we are not dull. Why not let's come together and form alliance? And what happened? Baba sent his own delegates to Asaba, according to what we hear. But those people that were sending to Asaba, they couldn't meet Sifsik. The only thing they were here is that Sifsik has went to North to go and make alliance with them. And what happened? They make Sifsik that was well learned. They make him just ceremonial president, and they make Tafawa Balewa prime minister. That is the executive. That's one executive power, and they give, and Sifsik accepted ceremonial. The president. Everybody was shocked that what kind of arrangement is this? That me and you we have agreed that we should come to. So I don't know what was in the mind of Sifsik. Likewise, Igbo will say they cannot trust Yoruba because of what happened, what transpired during Civil War. We were not born. They say Awolowo and Sifsik agreed that Nigeria is going to be divided, but it's like misunderstanding of some statement. Awolowo told them that if underline if Igbo were able to go Yoruba, then Yoruba will also have to negotiate its own standing. So the word if, they remove it. It's not that they agree that you go, me too, I will go. So if to say Baba Awolowo is around now, honestly speaking, I will have asked him that, Baba, why do you side Nigeria? Why don't you think like let Yoruba also pull out? Because the oneness of Nigeria that you fight for is not favored us. It's not favored us. And the problem about Nigeria is that every region we always mind our own selfish interest. Nobody care about Nigeria as an entity. Nobody care about Nigeria. Do you know that it's not the Southeasterner that first of all request for secession? Northerner. They were the one that first of all request for secession. Who was there then? It was Agboyoronsi. They were denied. They were denied the right for secession. So each region have their own peculiar challenge, but that Yoruba trust Igbo. Yorubas will first of all trust themselves and know themselves inside before they will think about trust Igbo. And I don't know why they usually shout Igbo, Igbo, Igbo. What about the one that happened in the north? Can I trust Fulani man now? See the move they make now during protest. We said we want to protest. Okay, in between somebody that refused to protest and somebody that is protest and want to scatter Nigeria, and they were like raising Russia flag. They were like Tinubu must go, and even that even think that because we don't. And before even the protest, people have been shouting it that we are not going to protest. They have been saying it. So where did the Igbo go against? I mean, why did the Igbo betray them? Or they have a breach of trust against Igbo? They say they are not going to protest, and they don't involve in the protest. So all these things, Igbo.
But I got to report now. They say Badeja. I think it was linked to the sponsoring of protests in the north.
Who?
Badeja.
Who is it?
It's a special advisor to Matale Wale, the former Zamfara governor.
Okay.
So I think they recently apprehended him. They caught him. They caught some briefcase of gold, crested with Libya's former president Gaddafi on the gold. Okay. So I think it was one of the major sponsors that wanted to cause mayhem, during the protest period in the northern part of Nigeria. So do you not think that, just like we've been saying, do you think that like the north, they are not happy as regards what Tinubu, his administration, they want him out? And do you think Tinubu about to pressure for 2025?
Nobody is happy about what Tinubu is doing, but there is different. Let me tell you, Tinubu is a Yoruba man. Either we like it or not, he's a Yoruba man. Either he do well or he didn't do well, he's a Yoruba man. But Yoruba will say, we cannot say because Tinubu is not performing up to our expectation, we should now say that Tinubu must go, or military should come and take over, or Tinubu should be killed. I think you understand what I'm saying. Because before we get to this junction that we have passed through so many things before we reach this position that we have. So it's not Tinubu that caused all the problem that we have. It's just been there. I think it's unable to resolve the issue, and to me, it's adding to some mess. So what I suggest is that why Yoruba should not abandon Tinubu in this political tsunami and the storming, they should not abandon him, but try to correct him. If your son is doing something that is not good, then the best thing for you is to try to be correcting him. So the best thing I think Yoruba should do is try to rally around Tinubu, then try to talk senses to his ear. If he listens, fine. If he didn't listen, then he should face the consequence, but not from us, from outsider. Not from us. We are not. I'm not support that it is Yoruba man that will kill Tinubu, or it is Yoruba man that will say Tinubu must go. I will not do something like that. But if I say we should correct Tinubu and we should tell him what he's supposed to do, and we should do it in any form, either protest or by dialogue or by our elder visiting him, not quiet, not keep quiet when Tinubu is doing something wrong, not keep quiet. We're supposed to continuously telling him we should not keep quiet because it's our brother or it's our father or whatever. But removing Tinubu, or somebody used to say a military man should come up because it's not favoring them this time around, I'm not going to support that.
I'm sorry. So lastly, okay. If Yoruba say that they are not going to trust the Igbos, are they not saying they will not support an Igbo candidate or someone like Peter Obi for 2027 presidency? Do you think that's right? Because they are not supporting Peter Obi, that means they will, Atiku and the rest in the north.
Let me tell you, this word you are saying is what divides Yoruba land. Some people, have very evil supported Peter Obi. They thought that when we want to do fairness and justice and equity, the turn should be Igbo. When the presidency is coming to the south, the turn should be Igbo. But to me, let me tell you, presidency is not something that as cheap as people used to think about it. Igbo or Southeast is just part of this geopolitical zone that we have in Nigeria. Let me tell you, for instance now, if you go to North, almost everybody that, I mean, the ruler that we have been having in Nigeria, they almost come from Northwest. Northeast have not produced any president. Are they not North? They are also part of Northern Nigeria. So it's about political calculation. It's about political calculation. It's about how vibrant are you in politics. And this thing you are talking about is about party affiliation, party affairs. Okay, when you are talking about the turn of Igbo, go to Southeast. Did they join APC? Can they, I mean, can you compare the number of APC we have in Southwest? Can you compare it to Southeast? Now, if you are an investor, if you want to invest, you invest in the area that will profit you. That is a party. That's what I'm trying to say. So that calculation, we cannot say, oh, it is turn of Igbo. Then somebody should come from Igbo. Then all of us should vote for it. Then there is no election again. Because there is party affiliation, there is party difference. We cannot say because it is turn of Igbo, then all APC in the Southwest, they will vote for PDP.